Good afternoon, I'm Rob Boskamp, and you're listening to South Texas Midday. Thank you for joining me on this Friday, June 20th. The new Harbor Bridge could see its southbound lanes open by the end of the month, according to project officials. Lynn Allison, Public Information Officer for Flatiron Dragados, updated attendees at a Rotary Club meeting yesterday on the bridge's phased rollout. Southbound travel into Corpus Christi may soon begin using the new structure, while northbound traffic will remain on the old bridge. No date was provided for when the northbound lanes would open, but a demolition of the old bridge is expected to begin in August. To accommodate the partial opening, drivers traveling from Portland will use a temporary connector, exiting early and making a U-turn at Nueces Bay Boulevard. Permanent ramps to Interstate 37 and Staple Street are still under construction. A ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Harbor Bridge is currently scheduled for 10 a.m. June 28th. The city of Victoria resumed mosquito spraying efforts yesterday with crews from Parks and Recreation targeting the southern and central areas of the city. The spraying will take place during the early morning and late evening hours over the next several days. City officials say mosquito control typically begins about a week after heavy rainfall to stop mosquito larvae from maturing. The Victoria County Public Health Department will also resume its spraying operations in unincorporated areas like Bloomington once weather conditions allow. In addition, county crews are expected to begin treating standing water next week to help reduce mosquito breeding grounds. Residents are advised to stay indoors if they see spray trucks operating in their area for safety. SpaceX's Starship rocket exploded late Wednesday night during a test from its South Texas launch site. Texas Public Radio's Maria Navarro reports the incident, which resulted in a massive fireball.
SpaceX said on social media it experienced a, quote, major anomaly when its Starship rocket exploded while making preparations for its 10th flight test in Starbase, Texas. The company says there were no injuries reported and all of its employees were accounted for. The explosion did not pose any hazards to residents in surrounding communities, and SpaceX says it worked with local officials in response to the incident. Starship's 7th and 8th test flights this year both resulted in explosions. I'm Maria Navarro in San Antonio.
Oakview Group, a full-service venue management and hospitality company hired by the city of Corpus Christi to manage the American Bank Center, issued a statement recently regarding the naming rights for the facility. A bidding war is underway for the city-owned entertainment venue, which remains without a title sponsor since American Bank opted out of its agreement last April. The statement reads, "The city of Corpus Christi has entrusted Oakview Group to lead the naming rights process for the venue currently known as American Bank Center, and we are committed to delivering a solution that provides meaningful, long-term value for the community. We have conducted detailed due diligence to evaluate every option, ensuring that the selection of a new naming rights partner reflects both economic and civic priorities. Throughout the process, we have remained fully transparent and have kept city officials informed along the way. We look forward to making an announcement in the near future. In the meantime, Oakview Group is committed to successfully fulfilling the remaining term of the current naming rights partner agreement with American Bank." That was an issue brought up during Tuesday's Corpus Christi City Council meeting, and during the same meeting, members also approved approximately $75,000 for additional lighting at Swantner Park to improve visibility and safety at the popular bayfront location. The 16-acre park currently has 17 lights, and the new ones will match them with a consistent look throughout the park. The new LED lights use 50% less electricity than traditional lighting, providing higher quality lighting with clearer and brighter coloring. The city conducted a lighting study to determine how many lights were needed at the park to allow visitors to enjoy early morning and night activities. AEP will install, own, and maintain the lights. The new lights' monthly cost is $225 and will be budgeted through Parks operational funds. Installation of the light poles is expected to begin this month, with completion expected by September. Crews in the city of Ganado are currently working to repair a broken water main near the intersection of Babcock and East Rogers. Residents in this area may experience low or no water pressure while repairs are underway. Officials say crews are actively addressing the issue and will provide an estimated time for repair as soon as possible. Residents are advised to conserve water where possible and avoid unnecessary water use until the issue is resolved. Those experiencing significant disruptions or emergencies related to water service are encouraged to contact the city's Public Works Department for assistance. The Ganado Public Works Office or the Water and Sewage Department can be reached by phone at 361-771-2997 with an after-hours number available at 361-771-6357. Two major bills involving religion in public schools are on Governor Greg Abbott's desk awaiting action. Houston Public Media's Andrew Schneider says if Abbott signs either bill, it will likely lead to legal challenges under the First Amendment.
Senate Bill 10 would require the display of an explicitly Protestant wording of the Ten Commandments in all public school classrooms. Senate Bill 11 would allow school district trustee boards to set aside time for prayer and Bible reading.
I do think both will trigger challenges from various groups under the Establishment Clause.
Stephen Collins is a law professor at the University of Texas at Austin.
The analysis under each will be whether or not the bills coerce religion upon students or favor one religion over another.
Abbott has until Sunday either to sign or veto the bills. If he does neither, they will become law by default. I'm Andrew Schneider in Houston.
Inflation has fallen slightly, but prices at the grocery store are still much higher than they were before the pandemic, and that has Texans and others living on the border looking to save money by shopping in Mexico. KTEP's Angela Kacherga reports from Juarez.
In a brightly lit grocery store in Juarez, music sets a festive mood. Savvy shopper Diana Garcia is in the produce section looking for the best prices. The Juarez mother says she sees a lot of people from the U.S. buying groceries here. And more are doing so, Garcia says, because of the strong dollar-to-peso exchange rate. Stretching that dollar is a necessity for families coping with higher food prices on the U.S. side of the border. Cristina Castruita and her husband routinely shop in Juarez, which borders El Paso.
We've been doing it since the kids were babies, especially because the formula is half the cost in Mexico than it is in El Paso, and it's a better name brand too.
Castruita says now she shops for cheaper brand name laundry detergent for her boys aged 8 and 10. Her oldest son, Alfredo, chimes in with his own price-saving favorites.
A lot of fruits. They're bigger, less expensive. They taste better. The watermelons tend to be nicer.
Watermelons are allowed, but some produce is prohibited by the U.S. because it could carry agricultural pests. His mother says when it comes to fruit and other items, she likes the variety available in Mexico.
We buy a lot of things like yogurt because we have, not only is it cheaper, but we have really exotic and different flavors available.
The dairy section in most Mexican grocery stores is much larger. Other items the family buys?
We prefer Mexican ketchup also, and of course tortillas. We buy them in bulk and then freeze them.
Generations on the border have looked to Mexico for lower prices and a wider selection, and vice versa. Shoppers from Mexico also cross into the U.S. for certain items, including clothes and electronics. Tom Fullerton is a professor of economics at the University of Texas at El Paso.
That's sort of the holy trinity of retail economics, when consumers can have access to lower prices, better quality, and more variety.
A survey by the city of El Paso just months before the pandemic found local residents spend about $352 million a year on groceries in Mexico. Fullerton tracks the border economic outlook in this region in an annual report. He expects higher U.S. tariffs to affect shopping behavior all along the border.
From Brownsville all the way to San Diego, they'll cross the border and take advantage of lower prices as a consequence of what in effect would amount to a federal sales tax.
Beyond chasing cheaper prices, it's a way of life on the border. The kids get a haircut, the family enjoys a meal, and time with other relatives, all in Mexico. Castruita says there are many reasons to spend an afternoon across the border.
To save myself some money, to expose the kids to their culture, and just for fun. It's cheaper and delicious.
I'm Angela Kacherga in Ciudad Juarez, Mexico.
City of Brownsville is stepping up to support students and families as they prepare for the new school year. The IT department is now accepting applications for its Smart Start Back to School computer distribution and digital workshop aimed at bridging the digital divide for local youth. The program will provide qualifying students with a free laptop, helping ensure they have the access to the tools and skills needed to succeed in today's digital learning environment. It's part of the city's broader commitment to digital inclusion and accessibility. To be eligible, applicants applicants must meet certain criteria, including being a low-income household, having a child enrolled in a public school, and attending the in-person digital workshop on August 1st. Families must complete and submit an application by the July 15th deadline in order to be considered. For more information, visit brownsvilletx.gov. And KRGV is hosting an organ donor registration drive today at their Weslaco studio at 900 East Expressway 83. During the drive, members of the Texas Organ Sharing Alliance will help people register to become organ donors. That will go on until 1 p.m. today. The drive is in honor of former KRGV sports director Dave Brown. He was the recipient of a donated kidney that his wife said gave him 13 more years of life. He then became an advocate of becoming a registered organ donor. According to TOSA, over 100,000 people are waiting for an organ transplant nationwide. And that is the latest news and information on South Texas Midday. I'm Rob Boskamp. Your community arts calendar and more is on the way.